Nice though.
Welcome back to another episode on Car Cartel. And I don't know if you just heard,
I'm back.
we found him in a homeless shelter. Thanks to you guys for looking out for him. We did find him, he turned up and he...
There's all them wanted posters, weren't it?
That was it,
missing posters.
Well, he was in Gill's belly at one point, you know what I mean? DS3. You last sinner, and you thinking she's nearly done. She's not. So, this episode is complete on this. We're just tying up the loose ends on it basically. Calipers, we're going to give a bit of a refresh. So they're all nice and bright red again. Front bumpers back off because there's wiring issues. There's some broken wires, so Jack's going to get into that in a sec. Wheels, refurbish. All the bits on the front, Jack weren't happy with the gloss paint on this, so we're going to get this all nice and tidy. The Citroen badge, this has got to go satin black, because I've looked at the pictures, satin black. And the trim piece, what goes around this grille, normally chrome on the standard one, it's satin black. Ordered that in, it's coming in. So we've got to get all these bits done, bumper back on, everything stuck onto the bumper, wheels done, brakes, good clean, valet, price breakdown, and then it's going up for sale. So one of you lucky people may have the funds to pay for it.
And the service and MOT.
Service.
MOT?
It's got MOT?
I have no idea.
And a service, it needs service lights come on. So yeah, this car is going to be ready to rock.
And it will be finished at the end of this episode, won't it? No messing about.
No messing about.
It's going to be finished.
It's going to be done. No like, oh, I've got to get a dust cap for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be 100% done, so we can get this up for sale and get some cash monies back in our pocket. Dave's got sunstroke. He says he has, but he told me.
I thought he spent all his life on sunbeds anyway.
Listen to this, right? So we went to the car show, didn't we? And obviously you've already seen that. He said he's got sunstroke, but he started drinking about 12, and then he went to the pub after we took the cars and stuff. So he's saying it's sunstroke, but then he said he had a dodgy sausage sandwich because he gave a bit to the dogs and the dogs were a bit ill. And he said it's nothing to do with alcohol.
Never is though, is it?
No.
Never blame alcohol.
But he said it's sunstroke or food poisoning, nothing to do with the alcohol he drank.
So he's a bit dead at the minute.
Yeah. Right, let's get cracking and get this car done because there's lots to do.
There's lots to do.
It looks nearly done.
Yeah.
Come on.
It took too long.
And everything it does.
I don't know if you remember last time when we were doing, was it on the Civic where all the plugs were knackered?
Yeah, I think it was.
We had the same sort of situation, I think, where the bumper's been sort of ragged off. Basically, we've just had to, it's just 3 cores, it's nothing really much.
Yeah, they're good little things, these, aren't they?
Got a heat shrunk, but it's got solder inside as well.
Different sizes. And like I say, that shrinks and seals it, and then that solder melts and does it.
Yeah, proper does.
And
it's a good connection, isn't it?
And you do it with a heat gun, you know what I mean?
It is pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah,
but for the sake of just 3 cores, it's not really worth it.
No.
So,
and it would do the job, it's all sealed properly. Is it wrong colours to the wrong colour, is that what it is?
I think it's brown to white, isn't it?
That's it. As long as we've got it brown to white.
Been busy, got all the little bits done on the bumper for now. There's a couple more things I'll do after. Everything's tight and secure and fixed as it should be now. All the looms sorted, everything like that. While Stokes has been spraying up the calipers over there,
looking red.
Just looks fresher, doesn't it? Just cleaning them helped to be
fair.
fair.
It did, to be fair, yeah.
Because we can't get this grille in, I think, is it black or matte black?
I think they do all these little bits afterwards.
So you can't buy this or any of the trim, so what we're going to have to do...
No, you can buy that, but it comes chrome.
Yeah, it comes chrome, you can't buy it in the colour we need it. So we're going to sand all this down, just give it a light key. But for this, because this actually is, I'm painting on basically, I think it's like chrome dipped, isn't it? This
chrome like plastic, isn't it?
Isn't this how kind of the lights are done?
Might be,
it's
yeah.
The same sort of process. Which I think they dip them. It just means paint doesn't really stick to them, does it? So we've got to key it down, and we've got some plastic primer this time, just because ordinarily I think it'd just run off, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I think it has like a bit of a weird reaction.
Yeah, so we bought some satin. I think we use the same stuff for the trim whenever that turns up.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know how exactly this is going to turn out. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in it.
It's going to turn out wonderful, mate.
Well, that's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to make it any worse. So doing that, making progress.
I think, is the bumper, apart from the outside, the fog chrome bit's what we're going to stick on in a minute? That's more or less done, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
100% complete.
The other thing, Stokes sprayed it again actually, I'll show you that. And it's come out, he's put like a bit of a thicker coat on this time. And it's come out 10 times better than when I did it, because I was worried that if we put too much on it was going to run and I'd have to.
That's the problem,
anyway,
mate. You either run too little, or too much. You got to be.
It seemed like the light coats were basically it just wasn't giving a decent finish, so we've gone on a bit thick and.
Hopefully that dries good.
Trick, yeah. So that means the bumper is essentially done. So hopefully, if this turns out nice, at least we'll be confident doing the other bit. So I'm going to do this first. Hopefully, then I'll be a master at Citroen.
Citroen are going to ring you up and go, mate, we're doing a new DS3 edition.
Come and help us.
Come and help us. Finishing touches, kind of, isn't it?
Do you reckon? Up a bit, down a bit.
That is actually our car, because that had that plate on, and this, like I said, it was like a demo car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's centre of the bumper. Yeah. And I think if we go around about there, we'll be about right.
Believe it or not, we have actually measured this.
Afterwards.
Yeah, it actually was right though, wasn't it?
There we go. I'm saying about there, alright, what do you think?
Yeah, looks good.
Don't start, is it? Seriously?
I think it's a bit wonky.
No, what are you saying, squiff that way a bit? I can squiff it. Yeah.
Are we having a bit of reaction on this?
Yeah,
no?
I think I don't know if I've painted it too heavy, but it looks like little air bubbles and definitely hair, Jack.
You've been too keen, weren't you?
You know, I just like getting it plastered on there.
You'll let it dry between coats.
I'll be trying to stick this on now and it'll have all.
You know what's happened now? Because you're impatient.
It's cost.
We've got to sand it down and paint it again, yeah?
If Dave was here, he would have gone, I told you so.
Well, we're going to leave it to dry anyway because...
We've got to leave the other bit to dry.
Yeah. So, when you see us next, we'll show you how this come out.
Yeah.
And that actually as well.
Yeah. And then that trim should be here soon,
but that's it, isn't it, really? I mean...
Yeah, so literally that grill, boom, in there, that other bit of grill, bang there, and then the one what goes round the outside. And that is all finished. Like I say, we've got all the fog light little covers on, check the lights, all good.
Donington.
I can't ruin it.
What do you mean? It's a racing, isn't it?
Calipers will start blistering and stuff because we'll cook them. It is a racing, but it's also convertible, so I don't know what's going on.
Racing convertible.
Could be a new style. Right, see you in 2 seconds.
Final bits on the DS3 Racing.
What are you going for first? The grill? Come out alright, isn't it? Is that because that's a finishing touch bit?
Yeah.
Come out alright now, that has, hasn't it? Yeah. Considering we've painted it with a rattle can. You can do the honours.
I'll let you do the honours because you sprayed it.
Oh, I've done it the right way. Not very technical, is it?
It's a good job it looks good from my house, isn't it?
I think because everything's black and grey, it kind of all blends in, but that then, when that goes on, matches with that. We've got the service stuff, haven't we?
Yep.
We'll give it a service, number plate we've got, and we've got that surround, so we'll get that on in a sec. And we've got to get the wheels off because they're getting done.
Yeah, wheels off, done.
Luckily the new plugs we're putting in is just that normal hexagon, but obviously you know like a spine sort of socket.
We had to use that to get the old ones out, haven't we?
Yeah, but then because it hasn't got the rubber in, but you just shove that in.
Yeah, we just use that one then, but they're black, aren't they?
Yeah, they look really sooted up. I think he's just on about the length, but no, they look bang on.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're sound.
No worries then. Good to go?
So far so good until I come to your filter.
We found the oil filter and it is down amongst these pipes here. You can't even see it. Even now it's still a silly place. That's just ridiculous, that is, isn't it?
Trouble is, when you undo these, they obviously leak oil out. We're going to have to try and clean it all up afterwards. It's going to leak down the front of the engine.
What was you just saying then, Stoke?
People will be like, you know what, I'll just leave that and put the oil back in.
They ain't going to check it because it's awkward.
You wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah, you ain't going to check it because it's awkward. So what we'll do, we'll check the air filter. If that's clean, then they must have done it. But not us, mate. We're professionals. Unless you want to buy the car, then it's an absolute shit show of a job. You wouldn't pass an MOT if Stevie Wonder was doing it. What other? I'm a professional. I know about this stuff, but they'll only give you X amount of money for it then.
But I still want to buy it off you.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's the rubbishiest,
Crappiest, shit job. Don't do that. You've done that all wrong. I wouldn't do that. You're back. You just shit. Yeah,
it needs
that's
doing.
nailed. That is. They've definitely just been ignoring that, haven't they?
The thing is, I think the mileage on this is like 40 something K.
Yeah, but it's 14, so technically it should have been done every 2 years. Crap a job. You ain't no cowboy, you are, you mate.
Well, I'll only put it back in with a hammer. You know what I mean?
Are we good?
Good. Squeaky clean. I think it's the final piece to our front end puzzle. Nice, got some plates and all. Front and rear.
So, we've ordered this, but they all come chrome, don't they? So we're gonna have to what, Stoke?
Try and paint it nice.
Yeah.
So obviously that's going to go there, but it's going to go the same colour as the grille. So we're going to key this, plastic prime it, and yeah.
See how it goes. We had the wheels done today. They weren't, like I said previously, they wasn't bad. Just had a few little scrubs, and it just makes it look a lot nicer, doesn't it?
Just refreshes them, doesn't it, basically? So no one else has to worry about them.
These work.
We've got our clip set. We were looking for these individually without all the extra bits, and it's a good thing we actually got the whole set. I think it's all missing from. Oh no, you don't.
I think he's
They're
got
the other bits, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, it comes a whole set, but this is the final piece to the DS3 puzzle, other than an MOT, where they start pointing out
Everything's wrong.
the problems. Yeah.
No, it's all good.
I think the easiest way to do this is just to.
Should have put a bit of cardboard down. Heavy-handed Jack has located the clips in.
This time I didn't rip the whole thing off, which is nice.
Yeah, I got them clips off eBay as a kit, but I think they're not genuine. They're like, you know, like them Chinese.
It's just made up a set and everything.
They're quite brittle, ain't they? So, but we've got to put a screw in the front, and it looks good. It's finished it off.
Right then, what project is this we finished?
It is the Citroen DS3
but
Racing.
what number is it? How many projects is that now?
12.
Yeah, well, project number 12 is actually complete. Can you believe it? It took a bit long time on the bumper, but
It was paintwork out of our hands.
Out of our hands. We've actually, I think personally, all the little bits that we've done ourselves, the grille, all the surround, everything like that, looks pretty mint.
Look at that now. It looks absolutely banging.
Considering that was chrome before, done a bang up job on that. I'm going to be brief because the flies and everything around my head.
Flies in
I've been running up and down hills, so I'm a bit sweaty. But I'm actually like quite impressed with ourselves. We've done a few things again that we wouldn't, well, we've not really tried before. The carbon, didn't know what we were doing. Do a bit of research and give it a go yourself. It's not obviously 100% perfect, but to someone who's going to come and buy this off us, it's just one of those things. It takes your eye off that horrible black appeal.
It's better than it.
Yeah.
It's an improvement of what it was,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think Soak's just been driving it down the lanes, giving it a bit of the beans.
It's a bit muddy.
It's one of them cars. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but for a young lad or a young girl or something like that, I think it's absolutely bang on.
If they can insure it, I mean, I think it's not even a young person. It's like
Mid-20s.
But an older person could
Yeah,
do,
maybe,
do you know what I mean? If they wanted to nipping around the shops, convertible roof.
I remember when the DS3 first came out, I thought that's a bit different really for,
Yeah.
you know, a little hot hatch sort of thing.
But we was chatting as well, and we said this is the Saxo VTS and the 106 GTI
of this era,
of
isn't it?
this era.
But I think with all the little bits this has got on it, the carbon, the matte paint, the roof, not a decent engine to be fair for
the
what
brakes,
it is, everything like that, it's just the next step up, isn't it? Like you had your first car, you've crashed that, then you come and get
that's it. It's turbocharged. You know what I mean?
And all the interior and everything sat nav. I think honestly it's quality. Plus, I think Stokes was saying it's 1 of 10 in the UK.
Yes.
And I think there's only
1 of 10 right-hand drives.
Yes, in the world.
In the world.
And I think there's only 6 left. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
you could own literally one of the rarest cars in the world for, I think, pretty decent price.
Yeah, and it's modern looking. It looks good.
Yeah.
It's got a convertible roof, Brembo brakes, bucket seats.
I know everyone calls them all Citroens, aren't they? But
you can't swear. Right.
I can swear. But I think it's actually I think it's quality.
Yeah.
And I think we've put our hands to a few things we weren't that comfortable with, and it's turned out pretty mint, to be fair.
Yeah.
And the farmer's about to drive into us. You've probably seen this. Obviously, we've already recorded this over a few weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
But there is someone interested in it. So hopefully, by the time you're seeing this,
and he's been in touch, and he said he used to have a DS3 Racing hardtop, but as in life, little ones come along, he had to get rid of it.
So that was my dilemma, Stokes, because I was thinking, I could have that.
Yeah.
You can't fit a pushchair in the boot.
No,
it's
you can't, mate.
It's a bit bad for a newborn, I think.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy with what we've done. I think it's a cool car. I like these little interesting ones that we get.
Like I was going to say, and I said to the guy on the phone when I was talking to him about this, we accidentally kind of slipped upon it.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what a racing was, but I didn't realise until I bought this and looked into it. I mean, Jack probably added some bits in. A few famous people actually physically drove this car and done kind of reviews on it.
Yeah.
Some big names.
But if we was in France, apparently get 30 grand for that. Is that right?
1 with 25k, they sell for about €21,000. One with our mileage is about €15,000.
So you're getting a bargain buying it in this country. And the great thing about this, I know like some people are put off by the categories and stuff like that. It was literally a bumper. There was no damage to any panels, anything like that. We just got a new bumper.
No radiator damage.
We've barely done anything mechanical on this car at all. And
you've done a service.
Yeah, you're getting a cheap one of these basically. You'll never get one this cheap again, I don't reckon. Unless it's crashed again. Then you might.
Could be.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's quite cool.
So what are you going to tell the people?
Okay, let's get the order right. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
I swear he changes it every week, mate.
Just like and subscribe. Tell your mates. Go on the Instagram, on the TikTok, all that. You know, we haven't
get
said it
in
for
the
a while.
comments as well. We love it when you get in the comments.
Yeah.
Negative or positive, we don't care.
Plus, we've got something new coming up for you. We're not going to spoil it yet, but I think it's something you're going to like. A couple of things actually.
Yes.
So
in the
stay
pipeline.
tuned, and you'll see them soon.
Yeah.
Right. See you later.